Is it going to stop for this pedestrian? Hey guys, we're on FSD 10.5. This is Detroit, Michigan, and my typical drive in the downtown area. The audio on my GoPro somehow got cut out, so you're going to see my hands waving around, and it might not make sense to the audio, but I'm just doing a voiceover right now. This might be my future style, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Should I go back to the in-car talking, or should I do this? So right here, stopping for a red light, and I'm going to speed through a lot of this because this drive is a zero disengagement drive. FSD is taking its first left turn, getting into the proper left turn lane, doing an amazing job. Unfortunately, here, I did remember I had to push it through the light because the flashing yellows are still not programmed in, unfortunately, but I was waiting until those cars turning right on their side, which is right in front of us in the same direction we're going, were completely stopped or done turning. And FSD proceeds nicely through, handling it well, kind of hugging the left here, but then it adjusts itself properly, going to the right and coming to pretty much to a complete stop here. And I believe that it rolls it, which it does. And keep in mind, guys, you know, I'm re-recording this. I don't remember everything from earlier today as I was driving, but I think I might just stick to this style of talking over it because I get to review and do stuff. And now I remember in this situation that the car in front of this truck was unfortunately stuck, and I had to take over here and go this way, even though I thought this was where we were supposed to turn, but actually we were supposed to be where that SUV in the distance is going off forward, as I just pointed there. So that was the correct way to go, but unfortunately autopilot didn't have a chance to go around those people that were stuck there, and it's just not programmed in, unfortunately. Maybe if he had his hazards on, I think Tesla might do that because it might recognize it like a parked truck or a parked car, because I've had it go around FedEx and Amazon Prime trucks in my neighborhood before, but nothing, unfortunately, could have happened there. Now we have a section with construction, and it was a little bit hesitant, and it still kind of freaks out for construction, but it is handling it pretty decently, merging into the single lane of construction and handling it really well. These sensors, ultrasonic sensors, are probably picking up the barricades to our left, and yes, those are called barricades. And then it will nicely merge here to the right and coming to our first right. Arrived at our first destination. I took over there just to pull over for safety, like I probably said in the original audio, because you guys care about my safety so much. And I went ahead and picked another destination. Unfortunately, at this point, I had to take over because if you saw there, the car veered a little bit to the left and almost into oncoming traffic, but I can tell you right now that it was completely fine. And the reason I took over there is because there's a road closed sign there is some type of event going on Woodward, so we had to avoid Woodward. I rerouted, the car rerouted and picked a destination that was still the hospital that I chose, which is our second destination. But then I believe here I chose a different destination. It might be in the next speed up because I wanted to go to a different part of town. This intersection was very interesting. We had to go straight ahead, as you can see, as my hand is pointing, like in the original audio, and the street was directly ahead. As I got closer, I realized it wasn't that tight of a right turn, but it had to go ahead and just go straight. And the car was going to go, but I do remember that there was a SUV truck that came from the right, so it stopped, and I do believe that truck or SUV did just wait for us, and then it kind of went and did this absolutely perfectly. There was no issue here. A little bit shaky on the wheel, as you can see from my hand motion, but it did that really, really good. This was the highlight of the whole drive. The car started to slow down and stop abruptly right here, and then I realized it was anticipating this pedestrian's walk across. The car waits, comes to a complete stop, waits till the pedestrian is safe across, and continues. This is the type of FSD content we like to see, and what is going to make it safer for humans and for all. And you can see I was patting the car. Job well done. So here I got a little bit impatient myself, and I pushed the car to the right because I thought it wasn't going to stay off of the highway. And as you will see when this light turns green shortly, and I was probably talking the original audio, that hey, you know, is it going to go on the highway or not? But then I realized that it was going to the left, and it waited for this car, and right here it just went for it. A little bit of a shrug to the left, but hey, you know, if I missed it myself as a human, I probably would have done the same thing. But again, autopilot was in the correct and, you know, in the right, and I was just a little bit impatient because of the traffic that was going around downtown. As you possibly saw right before this situation here, I rerouted to go in front of the General Motors headquarters, and it went in the wrong area. So I kind of let it play out, do its own thing. It stopped for this stop sign, but then kind of rolled it a little bit almost, just about 1 to 2 miles per hour, and then went in this section in front of what's called Cobo Hall, where they have the auto show every January before the pandemic. And it went here, and which is not illegal to go here, but there's actually a lane here. And unfortunately, I disengaged here by accident out of too much force on the steering wheel, but turned autopilot back on right about here, and the car continued to go on and to our destination. I rerouted to go behind the Renaissance building or General Motors headquarters, and I always pick this because this is a very tight right turn and then left. It's never had trouble here before, but as you can see, I'm just touching the steering wheel, letting the car know I'm active. It's a pretty quick left turn here, almost goes left, but then corrects itself in the proper lane, which was really good because the left turn lane is marked with an only left. And then it stops at the stop sign, goes ahead, rolls it just a tiny bit, 1-2 miles per hour as you saw there, but handles it really well. I'm not sure at one point here, but this is the destination. So I believe here in a couple of seconds that I'm just going to go ahead and disengage. There I am right there disengaging. And the next destination I picked was Belle Isle. And this is me still driving, so I just put it back on, which I shouldn't have done, but I just typed in Belle Isle quickly since the light was turning red. And then the car went ahead and handled that well. I believe it goes into this left turn lane last minute, which it did right here. Yep, I remember this. And a little bit shaky, just went to the right and then just goes to the left. So it wasn't the best turn, but it still did it, even though I did a last minute change. I still reported that to the team, and it handled that okay. So right about here was the entrance into Belle Isle. As you can see, where that van was going is the proper way to go. It is legal to go over the bike lane like that, and the car just did it so beautifully. And I remember saying that as well. No hesitation, no issue, no jerk in the steering wheel. I don't remember what exactly I was pointing at, but oh yes, I remember this gentleman was honking at that geese, and he was such a jerk. He shouldn't have done that. There's a couple points in this drive I think people did that around Belle Isle, but I'm not going to slow down for all of them. So this is the bridge between Detroit and Belle Isle. This is still the United States. Canada will be directly in front of us as we are approaching, but we are still in the United States. Let me know in the comments section. I believe the Canadian borders are still open. Should I take FSD over to Canada to see if it works? Maybe so. I don't know. So right here, I disengaged and pulled over just to get out of traffic's way because we came to our destination. And as I continue on, this is going to be our final route that I'm going to choose, and is on the other side of Belle Isle. And that's pretty much it for this drive. So I'll have some ending comments and remarks, but nothing really interesting, if you don't want to stick to the end, happens after this point. Pretty much all the interesting parts of this drive have happened. So here we go. So the ending remarks that I mentioned to you guys, I believe this was a zero disengagement drive. Unfortunately, because of Woodward's event that is going on, we had to go around and not go on Woodward towards Campus Martius, which is the famous area. And this is just navigate on autopilot stopping and me disengaging because we reached our destination. And I was very happy with this drive. Big improvements from 10.4, way better. They just, in my opinion, need to work on the smoothness. And I think they got this one, in the bag. I truly do. But subscribe, share with your friends, share with everybody. Thank you for watching. This is Tony from Detroit Tesla. Until next time, take care of yourself.